So yesterday I went on a long hike. I wasn't prepared to go on a long hike, but I got stuck out there. I didn't have enough food, I didn't have enough water, I didn't have enough technology to last me, and I was out there about 2 hours. Now today I'm gonna go over 5 technologies that I should always have when I go hiking. You should always have when you go hiking. Something I should have had yesterday, so when I got stranded out there for over 2 hours, I wouldn't have been in such bad shape like I am now. Now, number 1 is a first aid kit, and I know that this is a no-brainer, but I did not have one with me yesterday, and that's pretty dumb on my part. Now, this is kind of a no-brainer, but most people I hear don't actually have a first aid kit whenever they go hiking. I didn't have one. I asked a few other people if they had one because I hurt myself, and they didn't have one. So I'm going to guess that most people that go on a hike think like me. I'll be out there just a little bit, a few minutes, maybe an hour, and nothing bad's gonna happen because I have that kind of mentality. Nothing bad's going to happen. I'm going to be safe. But accidents do happen, mistakes do happen, and having a first aid kit is a really, really good idea to have on you. Now, I found out yesterday that I can actually get a first aid kit for $1. This doesn't have all the essentials you need, but it is a first aid kit nonetheless. Or you can get a really good first aid kit for around $20. And this has all the bandages, the gauze, the tape, and even medications in there if you might need those. Now, I was also doing a little bit of research, and it says whenever you have a first aid kit, write down emergency phone numbers in case you lose it, or in case you're hurt, unconscious, whatever. Somebody can find those, or you might have those, you might lose your cell phone, or even worse. And also, if you're traveling with somebody, write down any allergies. Now, you want to have a first aid kit. The good ones, the ones that cost about $20, have gauze, have tape, have bandages of all sorts and sizes, and also has medications. And those are probably the best ones to get, but even one of those $1 ones is better than nothing. And you can put little pieces of paper in there with all your emergency contact numbers or whatever else you need. Number 4 is a knife. Now, I did not have a knife with me yesterday. I have a couple of knives. I made some with my dad, but I didn't have any yesterday, and that was just dumb on my part for not having some kind of defense or some kind of thing to break the things, the vines that got my clothes. And I really should have had my knife on me yesterday, but there again, I was thinking nothing bad is going to happen. I will be just fine, but I wasn't. Now, like me yesterday, I tore up my clothes and I got them stuck on vines, and I got my pants torn up because I could not get them out. Now, if I had a knife, I would have just cut the vine little piece by piece and would have got my pants out of there. But I wasted a lot of time and a lot of energy trying to peel the vine one little prick at a time, trying to get myself out of there. It wasted a lot of energy, wasted a lot of time, and I was out there sweating like crazy because of a stupid vine that I could have just solved really quick with a knife. Now, you can get a knife for about $5 or $20. They're not that expensive. You can pick them up mainly at any store and just keep with you whenever you go hiking. Now, number 3 is a phone, which I did have my phone on me, but I didn't have to call anyone because I wasn't that badly injured or that badly hurt. And where I go hiking has good signals. Wherever you go hiking, they may not have bad signals. So keep that in mind. And keep that in mind too, that you may not be able to call your friends and family because you might not have a strong enough signal, but you can call 911. Even if your phone doesn't have any service, you can still dial 911. As long as you have just a strong enough signal and you have no service, you can still dial 911 because that is the FCC allows that here in the United States. And if you don't have a good cell phone, you can get a good cell phone for around $20 to $40. They're really not that expensive anymore. You can get a flip phone, even a smartphone. May not be the best, but if you need to call for help or if you get lost, you might need to use a map or whatever, it's always good to have. Number 2 is a tent, and it's always good to find shelter whenever you're on a hike. Because like yesterday, I didn't get to shelter quick enough. And it was raining like crazy, and I thought I was gonna be just fine, but I was not. So I should have carried a tent. Now, you can get a lightweight tent from $20 to $50. You don't need a big one because if you're out there hiking, you don't need to carry something huge. It's gonna weigh you down, weigh your arm down, weigh your back down. You just need something to take with you. Now, I thought my hike was, like I said, was going to be short, but it was not. And I should have had a tent. I only would have been in that tent about 20 minutes or 30 minutes, but it would have really helped. And my phone wouldn't got so wet, I would have not got so wet, my socks would have not got so wet, and I would have not slipped down that hill. I would have been in a safe place, grounded, until the rain and the storm went over me. Number 1, the one thing I should have had with me yesterday, the number 1 tech I should have had with me is a sleeping bag. Now this one you'll actually have to ask yourself some questions because they make 3 different types of sleeping bags. The three types are summer, all season, and winter. Now yesterday I could have just used a summer sleeping bag, just something for protection, something to keep me warm, and something that would have just got the elements away from me, and I could have just bundled up and just held myself for just a little bit. But it depends on your situation. Also depends on where you live. Also depends on the environment and the changing weather. See here, where I live, the weather changes all the time, but it usually doesn't change too drastically where I'm going to die, except in the summertime. But this is a big thing. Now you can get a really good sleeping bag from $10 to $40. If you just need a standard, whatever kind of sleeping bag, just a regular old take with you little sleeping bag, you can get them for $10. Now this is an adult size sleeping bag that you can just take with you whenever. Now, like where I live, I don't really need anything else because we don't get harsh winters, we just get harsh summers. But you can get whatever you want. Now ranges go way up, price range go way up on sleeping bags, but I know $10 to $40 is something that most people can afford on any kind of hike. And there also is one more piece of advice that I learned yesterday that I did not do, and I was stupid for doing it, but I did not know about this. It's called switchback. Now switchback is where you zigzag when going up a vertical hill. Me, I decided just to ram it and go straight up that hill, and I fell right on my back. I fell right on my butt, and I rolled a whole bunch. Now switchback is a great way to stay safe. Now, just be sure to stay safe out there. Do your switchback. Take all your gear with you. Be sure to have food, water, shelter. Be sure to take everything with you that you think you might need. Take your cell phone. Take your knife. Just be sure to be prepared because you don't know how long you're going to be out there. You don't know what elements are going to come your way. You don't know about wild animals or anything. So just be sure to be prepared whenever you're hiking, especially if you think you're going to be out there short distances, long distances, whatever. And sometimes just be aware of your surroundings. Maybe even take a map because sometimes you just go a little bit too far out. You don't know where you are, or you think, oh, I'll be back to my car in a few minutes, and it actually takes more like an hour. So just be careful, stay safe out there, and take care.